I'm alive, but I can't trust what I've seen. I was installing a server in the penthouse to hold the internet, and I was clumsy, and I don't know what happened, but I tripped and I fell, and I landed right on the screwdriver, and I knew right away that it was bad. It hurt, and I looked down, I could see the blood soaking through my shirt already. I went into the bathroom, and I pulled up my shirt, and I could see a big gash, and blood was just coming out. I grabbed some towels, and I held them, I put pressure, but I knew I had to get somewhere. I had to get it closed up somehow. I did a quick search on the internet, and I found a couple of videos that said how to suture yourself up. And I thought, I gotta get to a hospital. So I went downstairs as quick as I could go, because I knew the blood was coming fast, and soon I would start to lose consciousness. I got in the car and I drove, holding pressure on the wound, and I got to the hospital. And I knew it was at the emergency exit, and I found the room, the suture room. I went in, and luckily, someone must have been just about to get sutures as I went in, and I found all the tools that I needed. There was a needle already threaded with some thread. There was a small syringe with some lidocaine, which I used, and I put a couple of shots in around the wound to try and numb it up as much as I could, because I had to work quick. And I watched the video again, and I saw that I reached down and I squeezed. I cleaned myself as much as I could, and I had to get going fast. I could see the two flaps of skin, and I squeezed them together, and God, it hurt. But I had to do it fast. I took the needle, and I pushed it through the skin, and oh God, it hurt. And I cursed and I swore, but I just pushed through. I had to, and I could see, and I could just put the needle through, and I got it through. And I said, as soon as I got that first one through, the lidocaine must have started to numb it so I could work. And I just pushed through, and I wiped what I could, but luckily it was in an area here where I could get it. And I got the thread through, pushed through the pain, and I was able to get 12 stitches in, and I thought I did a good job. I closed the wound up, and the blood seemed to stop. It was seeping a little bit, but I was able to wipe it off. I put a bit of alcohol on it, and God, it hurt. But I closed it up. I was able to put some bandages on it. It goes from here to here, but it's closed up now. And I sat back. And I just relaxed for a second. And then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw some movement. And I looked. And there was a doctor. There was a doctor wearing green scrubs with his back to me. And he was scrubbing his hands in the sink. And I said, hey! And I don't know what to do. And this person was barely an arm's length away. And they didn't react. They didn't move. I had been sitting here doing this. There was no way that this person had come along without me noticing, or without them noticing me. And I got up and I went over, I staggered over, and I reached out to grab, shake him by the shoulder and say, don't you see me? Don't you see what's going on? What's happening? But when I reached out to grab, there was nothing to grab. My hand went right through. And my momentum carried me, and I fell. I fell to the ground, and I looked up, and I could see this doctor in scrubs at the sink, still scrubbing his hands, not paying any attention to me. But not only that, he wasn't real. And I looked up, and before I could say anything, suddenly he flickered, and he disappeared, and he reappeared, and he disappeared. It was like he was like a hologram, or he was made of light, or I don't know what it was. And again, I looked again, and then he flickered, and then he was gone. He was gone. But was he real? Was he really ever there? I don't know. It can't be. It must have just been my mind helping me, my subconscious saying, you need a doctor, and making one appear in my mind, because It could. It can't be real.